return first? You want to return first?
I want to see yours.
Okay. I'm going to go in my prevent defense right here on the first. Ah!
You didn't get ace.
Try to ace me. See, that's where, on the benefit, if you're playing somebody pretty good, far back, you're able to recover. You're not as in an offensive position, but I didn't mind being in a defensive position. So I'm just thinking about making good contact and staying in the point. It's almost like, for me, it's a neutral shot where I'm going to just stay in the point. I'm not going to hit a winner, but if I'm playing a club player, I'm going to be his worst nightmare because I'm going to put the ball in play. Let's have a look at Mike's return now. He tends to be a little closer and take a few more risks than I do. See, he stands in closer right there, and he's trying to catch the ball a little earlier than I am, so he is in position to possibly do something offensive. Nice. See, when you stand in closer, your reaction time is less, so it's much more important to have the ball right in front of you. Quick action, explosiveness. So where would you stand on the second serve return if you're that close on the first?
I'm going to try to get the ball as close to the bounce as possible on the second serve. Second serves tend to kick up. You never want to hit a ball up here because you lose all your power. It's out of your strike zone. So on the second serve, I want to try to get the ball close to the bounce when it's coming up. On the first serve, I stand back, but I try to stand near the baseline, especially because I play doubles a lot. And I want to try to get that ball down on their feet before it gives them enough time to run the net and have an easy volley.
So you think a club player can catch a return that early, or you think club player, even on a second serve, should be a little deeper?
It depends on the server. If I'm playing Andy Roddick, I'm not going to stand up here.
I'm going
to play back here because when I stand up here, his serve's coming at 140 miles an hour. If I stand back here, it's probably only coming at 125. It slows down off the bounce. So it's going to give me more time to make more in play.
Very nice. All right, I'll show you where I stand for my second serve return. I told you guys I stand back here on the first serve, and on the second serve, I take a little more of a risk, but I'm still right here unless the guy has a really weak serve, because I'm still not thinking offensive-minded as much, because a lot of club players I call have big eyes on their return. They want to hit a winner, and they make one, miss 9, and you don't get 2 points for a screaming winner. So stay in the point with a good neutral ball. Ah! Ah! See, I'm in good position right here to play a nice, solid, safe shot. Try to take the ball right in front of me. That's radar. All right, let's look at Mike here. Now, you're going to try to be more offensive on that?
You keep it short.
See, he's keeping it short. Very short, small swing, and then he's trying to do something here. Head very still. The one thing you can really notice on Mike is he's got the tight elbows, head really still, and he's constantly moving a little bit. He's trying to take the ball in front of him at all times. And since he likes the forehand, he's got to be on his horse thinking about running around it. That's a great play for club players. Use your dominant shot when you return. One other mark that I like to use when I'm returning service, I like to put my right foot on the singles alley line. So whether or not I'm far up, or I'm close in. This is kind of my mark, and then I kind of split from there. So I feel like I can go this way, and I can go this way. And I take a little wider stance. And a good thing to remember for club players, if you're playing a big server, don't take a risk like Mike Bryan there. You don't need to be bold and stand in. Stand back and get in the point. And then another thing that club players do is when they're playing a guy with a real pooper serve, that's when you can stand in and get in that same position. Make him do something different. And if you favor one side, like you have a big forehand, wait with your forehand grip. If you want to play a backhand, wait with your backhand grip. Be sensible when you're a returner. That's the key to break and serve. Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite things on the return, setting the traps, playing mind games with the server. Sometimes if you're playing a club player or somebody that has a favorite serve, let's say you're playing that lefty that you hate to play, and he always serves up the middle, and he's constantly beating you up the middle, I always say maybe cheat over to the middle and then force him to go the way that he doesn't want to go. And then if, if he keeps beating you this way, you don't want that to happen. And if he's beating you wide, sometimes I'll tell Andy Roddick, stand in the alley. And he's like, what are you talking? Listen, just make him go up the middle. Let's look at Mike's returns here now a little bit on setting traps. See how he's cheating over to the middle right here. He's challenging his opponent to go to this forehand. He's got a good forehand, so he's covering up his backhand more. You're giving up more court, but that's his better side, and as he's serving, he's anticipating he's going to go to the open court, giving your opponent something to think about. That's what I call setting a trap. You never want to just stand in the same spot every time, because then your server can get too grooved. It's a great thing to work on here, setting the traps for the server to get in trouble. If you give up court this way, do you start cheating over as soon as he serves? Do you kind of anticipate or you guess?
Yeah, usually I do this on a lot of big points. Just make the server think about what he's going to do. Especially in a nervous time, he's going to get tight. I cheat over. And then right when he tosses the ball up, that's when I start going. Because he's looking at the ball, he's not looking at you. So then you can go to more of a neutral position. He's thinking about it, he's probably going to miss the serve. If not, you're going to take your best shot of forehand.
I like it. So you're constantly, it's like your little trap, you're trying to think what he's thinking and, you know, vice versa. You don't want to let him get too locked in, huh?
No, you got to make the guy think, especially if he has a bad second serve. I mean, if a guy has a bad second serve, you got to make him feel that he has a bad second serve.
If you're playing a guy with a bad second serve, you're almost going to be right here. You're almost going to be saying, I'm going to play a forehand, huh?
Yeah, there and probably even up closer. Just make him feel it. He's going to probably go for bigger second serves because you're crushing it, and he's going to double fault.
Another thing that club players forget, when you are in the locked and loaded position and you want to hit a screaming winner, remember, you only get 1 point, not 2 for that. We tend to not move our feet. I call it big eyes and a big swing. Hit me an easy one right here where I'm going to all of a sudden, see how I took 2 steps in right there and I was sensible. Now hit me the same serve where I'm not going to move. And then you could see how right there, even though the ball was hit slow, I had to reach out. I didn't take that extra step to go meet the ball. See, remember that. That's the key on a slow second serve. Go meet the ball. Don't wait for the ball to come to you. If you go get it first, you'll do a lot better.